Welcome to Domina over at the Edge of Casual. I am your host, Verso, and I'm a big fan of this game, which has a simple-looking presentation, but it sort of belies a very challenging management game that is a lot of fun, in my opinion. So, for the record, I played this game on the hard setting and not on the pro gamer setting, which is the most difficult setting, because I'm, not a masochist. Casual is in the name of the channel, and this game really does not mess around at all, almost at any difficulty setting, honestly. So, even with a well-managed Ludus, you can expect your favorite gladiators to kind of punch out occasionally, and you just have to deal with that. So, to your chagrin, or the chagrin of your beset Domina, perhaps. But in a way, something that's almost equally frustrating is when one of your gladiators comes back from a fight with an impediment. So this was new to me when I loaded up the game recently. I'd been playing Domina originally back during the early beta phase in 2017, and a lot seems to have changed since then, really. The version 1.2.0 beta patch from July 2018 was a major patch that introduced a number of new features, including impediments. And what these are afflictions that forever after kind of limit your gladiator's potential. So in other words, even if your gladiator wins or survives through surrender, if his health dropped below 20% in the match, there's a chance his abilities will be impeded. And occasionally these are rather harmless, though often they're career enders from what I've seen. So this is problematic at the higher difficulty levels where the magistrate and the legate are extremely difficult to please. And I'll explain why in a moment, but just know that your favor with each of them decays at an alarming rate once you get into the higher difficulty levels. So it behooves you to keep them happy, right? Because how they feel about you determines the balance of the matches you can expect to see in the scheduled fights. So, with that said, they will take wine as a bribe, but they consume absurd amounts of this stuff, up to 256 at a time, I believe, and ultimately you really just can't keep up with that. So your best option for appeasing them is to put on these exhibition matches for them at every opportunity. Of course, exhibition matches, even though they allow for surrender, at least every time, at least from what I've seen, they carry the same risks as other matches, so you can't just kind of go nuts pitting your pitting your best gladiators against each other. So yeah, you can throw a naked slave in there as a sacrifice to the gods of Rome, but I don't know, it just seems like a little bit of a waste when you consider the gladiators that survive and put up a fight earn good stat increases at the end of the round, so it would be nice to make the most out of these exhibitions as a training grounds. Which brings me to the point of this video. So in the same patch that introduced impediments, the developer, Dolphin Barn, which I think is really just a single guy, also introduced a class of emeriti employees, and amongst those, a great one that you should probably attempt to rush for many reasons is the Doctore Emeritus, which can train a skill called Deeper Humility, which causes your gladiators to surrender at 20% health, which vastly reduces the chance that one of these guys will catch himself an impediment in an exhibition match. So much so that I've never actually even seen it happen. So this is awesome because it basically just allows you to go whole hog, getting you more crowd favor, to wit, money at the end of the round, more experience, and I believe even more favor with the legate or the magistrate, whichever one you're performing for. So I wouldn't swear to that. But to me, getting deeper humility is the thing that makes the mid-game in Domina really fun. And it's worth mentioning that you also have the option to hire a medicus emeritus, who has the physiotherapy skill that he can use to heal impediments, but honestly, I'd rather just not have them in the first place. Okay, so questions, comments, heckling below. Go forth, conquer, keep it casual, but play smarter.